Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard. Last episode, we made a lot of progress. I'm actually extremely happy with the amount of progress we made last time. We were able to contact the Restless League and find out a little bit about Azara, and we actually found what I'm going to call the Goblin Cave. Not exactly sure what to expect down here. We were able to poke our heads in a little bit last time. Yeah. Fortunately, there's nothing we can do there. There is this like crude looking arrow, and it's extremely dark on my screen, but I'm going to try to lighten it uh, during editing because it is extremely dark. In fact, so dark, I don't even know really what I'm supposed to see here. I mean, I'm kind of, I mean, this might be totally wrong, the wrong impression. I feel like if we land on that mushroom, everything's going to be okay. Right? Or I could be wrong about that. Also, that little lightning bug. Wonder if there's anything to do with that. Okay, maybe that's not the way to go. Seems like a very narrow thing to hit. Or we could easily climb up. That seems the more logical thing. Instead of falling to our deaths. Oh my god, there's a bunch of health potions over there. Okay, some gold. Never a bad thing. There's it. It's another arrow. I don't think I could make that jump. I'll save it and try it, but I have a good feeling that might be a little far even for Cyrus's. Wow, he did that extremely no problem. Okay, never mind. Sometimes I forget just how far Cyrus can jump. Yeah, this doesn't make me feel good. The fact that there's so many health potions right here. They look like a giant door, and it just looks like another arrow pointing to the arrow that we were currently, no, not currently, but we were previously at. Okay, is it like, yeah, it looks like some kind of like locking mechanism. Okay, so I don't know. Are we really supposed to jump down on that mushroom? I mean, I was kind of halfway kidding, kind of halfway serious. I mean, the fact that there's an arrow, right? Unless that's supposed to be like the goblins having fun with us. But also at the same time, it seems a little cheaty to like. Oh. Okay. Well, we were right, and we bounce. Okay, that was honestly so ridiculous. I didn't think that was gonna work. Um, Gosh, I hope we don't have to like jump across the mushrooms. That would be just in case we need to go back up there. Let's save this and call this Goblin Cave. Goblin Cave. A good spell. Okay, there's some more. Last guy wasn't terribly tough. Okay. He's consistently hitting us, though. Okay. Not terrible. But I am a little worried about um.
A health potion.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it better. I'm kind of worried about the length because sometimes these dungeons can be extremely long. Like the catacombs was way longer than I would have ever expected it to be. Okay. So actually, that's a good point. Oop, not that one. We're gonna save Goblin Cave. Lots of saving, just to make sure that we don't spend all episode desperately trying to
Some gold. This should help.
survive. Okay, that was lovely. Don't know what that was. That hurt me for 25. Was there any indication that that was coming out? Wow. Okay. If I load back in. Okay, there is. I see some little red teeth sticking out now. I was about to say, that's a little cheap. That guy seems to be... Okay, maybe not. I would say that guy seems to be walking over with some purpose. I didn't know if he was coming for us or not. Okay, I think the
It's a strength potion.
blue shirt seemed to be a little bit easier. That one green shirt guy seemed to have much more of a fight. Oh my god. Oh, torches. I almost forgot about torches. That's why it's so dark in here. They probably mean for us to use a torch. Don't know if we've ever really messed around with one. There it is. Besides lighting the lighthouse fire with one. Okay, let's quickly take care of this guy. Oh my god. That was almost bad. Does he not have any spoils for us? Oh man.
Some gold. This should help.
Never get made it back to town to see if we can wash our bandages. Where are our health potions? Are they more towards the beginning? For some reason I keep thinking that they're towards the end. I'm kind of curious to know if there's going to be a big bad thing we have to fight at the end. Kind of like how the yeah. If I had to guess, we need to jump up there and hand over hand climb along the wall. But how kind of like in the Dwarven Ruin, there was the big mecha that we fight at the end. I'm kind of curious to know if there's going to be, you know, a king goblin or something waiting for us. Okay. Definitely feel like we need to go that ledge that's behind us. But I also feel like we need to do this. And then what? Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing, yeah, it might not be the way to go, which is kind of a weird. Why put that little ledge there then? Just to confuse us? That seems a little dirty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can. I don't know, there's a term for this style of climbing. But hand over hand climb. Which when I see things like this, and this is the way that like we're getting around, is this how the goblins get around? Like, is this how they traverse their cave? What is that? Is that a dead adventurer? Is that a human? Was that Brother Kithril?
The Journal of Brother
Yes.
Kithril, wherein he describes a search for Archmage Voa's ring in the caverns below Stros Mackay. This last part reveals much.
I can taste the poison in my mouth. A yellow fog in the chest that clogs the vital passage. Oh, the gash in my side weeps fast. Which will kill me first? Wound or toxin? Damn her impatience. And damn my pride to think I might find the ring here in this nefarious darkness on my own. But she missed the rendezvous, and I fear we are running out of time. With the Archmage's ring, we are one step closer to restoring the crowns to power. I am sure his body is here. Some trick of undercurrent in the wake of the battle. The spider's milk is deep. Izara, I pray nothing has happened to you. I hear the goblins behind the door. Ubula, Ubula, Ubula. They come for me. I have failed you, my love, and the ring is nowhere near. You must hurry. The League is closing in. The Empire is closing in. The darkness is close.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack. First of all, I think ever since the first or second episode, we've been looking for Kithril. I guess we inadvertently found, unless the whole thing about him going to the park to pick herbs was like a cover story. But yeah, so you mentioned the Archring's Mage, which is one of the quests on the branch thing. I guess I could show it real quick right now. Yeah, the Archmage is one of the, I guess, quote-unquote side quests. Another thing is, it seems like him and Azara might have had something going on. I don't know. And another thing I thought was pretty cool, I don't know if it was apparent. Do I still have it? Zara's journal and Kithril's journal.
Probably need to find something to use.
Okay, never mind. It actually was legible. Like, as he was, we're listening to his voiceover, it's like you could actually read along, and as it got further and further down the page, the writing got more and more messy, as he's supposed to be dying, which is a really nice touch. That's a really cool detail. I really enjoy that. Oh, shoot. What is this? Knock on door. What kind of weird thing is that? We were definitely going to save before knocking on some strange door in a cave full of goblins. Did that save? Yes, I think it did. Ubala. Easy. Not as big as a deal as the flash pattern. He also, Kithril mentioned the spider's milk, which I believe is something that we have, right? I think it's the... Yeah.
A health potion.
So does that technically mean that we have a pile of poison on us at all times? Yeah, I see it. Saw that time. Little teeth sticking out. The heck is that thing? Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! That is pretty cool. I'm assuming that this is the beginning. I'm assuming that I'm gonna...
I wonder what's in there.
What? Yeah, Cyrus, I wonder what's in there too. I'm gonna assume that this is the very beginning. This is that, yep. The door behind. This is pretty swanky. Is it something goblins made? Okay. Well, there's kind of a few things packed there, right? Like, where does it take us? That second one. Is that where we need to go? Is there like a way I can just like, you know, look around without feeling the need to jump down and fall to my death just to explore around me? Okay, well that wasn't terrible. And now we have a safe spot right up there in case we find out that this isn't the way we need to come. I'm guessing that we give the journal to Brother Niddle, I believe his name is. Gosh, it's been so long. I feel like I've forgotten what his name is. Okay. Couple of green shirt fellows up ahead. I want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. I have a couple iron skin. Hopefully it lasts long enough to worthwhile to us. Yeah, okay. Oh shoot, did that hurt me? Yeah, I made a wounded sound effect, so I'm gonna assume I did. I feel like there's a lot going on, and I'm getting some like random like slowdowns, some like random chunkiness. Okay, torches aren't quite what I'm looking for. I do like, you know, being able to search and get stuff from our goblin friends, but there you go. That is even better. Those are the things. I wish he was like, you know, kind of like later Elder Scroll games where you can choose if you wanted to take something. Okay, this seems to be huge. I don't know what I was expecting. It seems like all these I guess, you know, with a game this small, I do feel like this is a much smaller game than like any of the other Elder Scroll games. Yeah, I'm assuming that if you go inside of a cave or a cavern, you're like gonna want to have plenty of room to explore. You know, it's not like Skyrim. There's like 300 dungeons or whatever to crawl through. You can probably count all the dungeons in this game in like one hand. Yep. Shoot. As soon as I saw it, it's too late. I probably lost more health running to get that health potion than I am going to get from the health potion. At least this place is like super generous with it. Like I don't feel like other caverns have been nearly as generous. I'm gonna take one more. Never want to waste it by trying to go over 100. Yeah, come on. Trying to bait you a little bit. There we go. Just in case there's some other goblin fellows that I don't see. Okay. I was trying to be tactful, and as I was backing away, he got me one good time.
Excellent.
Pretty sure that means money. Oh. I was ready to jump up and climb. Not necessary. Okay. This is going a lot further down than I was expecting. Maybe we'll reach that other teleport thing that we found. Maybe it just kind of helps you move quickly through the cavern. Oh, this. Is that a boat? Okay. I think I'm gonna have to shimmy down. Just to make sure. Don't ever want to make an assumption when we could be a little smart about pushing forward. Yeah, what is that? This place is huge. Oop. Uh-huh. Oh, I kind of assume if I see a giant barrel with a wick staring or sticking out. Thing is that what we're supposed to do though? I hate that I missed the action. I'm willing to bet that I was supposed to just introduce you to the mechanic of lighting a barrel. Going to assume that that's not the only one. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We have another chance. That wasn't quite as impressive as I was hoping it would be. Guess with our, limited graphics and whatnot, couldn't have been much. Okay, let's take a minute. Survey the area. It seems like there's some more barrels up there. The platform, it looks like I can jump down over here. Yeah. Jump down on this side. Okay, so it seems like there's a pathway there. pathway there. But where does that go? Does that go anywhere? I mean, part of me wants to try it just to check. Wow, I'm really glad. I'm really glad I saved it right there, because that was a terrible jump for some reason. I felt like I was pushing forward, but he hadn't started yet. Yeah. Wow, so even if you like even dip a toe in the water, I mean, obviously it's not water, some kind of green Kool-Aid looking substance. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be acid? I don't know what green represents. Just poison water. Okay, that's a little unfair. If I'm like right on the edge, and I'm pretty sure I was even trying to just turn around so I can back up, and it counts it as us like sticking a toe in. That seems a little unfair. Okay. So once again, it seems like we got a split, and curiosity has to get the better of me. Is there anything over here? Because it seemed like there was like a little... Okay, I'm just going to assume no. I'm going to assume that no is not what we're supposed to do. Not when there's like a super clear, obvious place that we can run and jump up. A couple more barrels. Oh. Oop. We're kind of like sliding along because of the headspace. Guessing we're supposed to like jump up. Yeah, right here. Oh wow, that is a bunch of barrels. Is there like a specific reason? Can you get up there? Oh, maybe not. Uh-huh. That changed the train for us, I'm guessing, is what just happened. Oh, but did it change it for us here, or did it change it somewhere else in the cave? I don't feel like what we just saw. It's here, right? Okay. So yeah, maybe we, in another part of the cave, knock down the stalactites. You know what? Made some progress, so we need to we need to salvage it. Well, I'm afraid, yeah, because that's what I'm afraid of. Okay, so is it like Is it like I'm supposed to jump back here? I mean, I guess it worked. I'm not happy about it, but it worked technically. Ooh, so close. I mean, I don't want to feel the need to, like, save after every little thing. Or before every little thing. But, I mean, when it comes to kind of janky jumping mechanics, I don't feel like I can be blamed for an abundance for caution. Okay, yeah, I definitely don't see anything on here. Wow, that is a kind of a long way to come just to blow up an old ship. It's kind of... I mean, I guess there are points like that in the Dwarven Cave too, where kind of had to change the environment to be able to move through it. Okay. Oh, yeah, this was the part where I was kind of confused about how to get up there. Well, that's mighty convenient that we're able to figure that out. Oh, we should have checked the health potion real quick. There we go. Just to make sure we're healthy, because in the little cutscene it did show a goblin walking around. I don't know if they're gonna be called goblins. I don't know if I've seen a name float up anywhere describing what they are. Oh man, I was afraid he was gonna run right off the edge. Easy. See, you know, I know they're a big fan of parkours in this in this game, but no, that's not bad. That wasn't bad. But there are some points where it's just like, what were they thinking? Hello there. Nice.
Excellent.
I think that's like the first time in a long time we've fought an enemy without at least taking some damage. Oh, can we just run down? We don't have to worry about falling into a pit of green Kool-Aid, acid, poison, nondescript green liquid that brings about instant death. That was weird. It kind of got like a little lighter over here, and now it's extremely dark. I cannot really see anything besides Cyrus's arms from where they're like, you know, white versus the rest of his body. That. Yep. Should have saved right before because I didn't know if I wanted to commit to this. Where are we? Do we want to be down here? Doesn't look like it. We literally fell into a bottomless pit. Okay. Well, now we know. I don't think that there's anywhere else to go down there. Oh. Okay, I wasn't nearly as fancy with that one.
7 gold pieces.
we still came out just fine. I'm guessing, if anything, we want to mess with that. It's like a wheel or something, some kind of mechanical system. I wonder if that's like an area you're not supposed to be in that we just can happen to slip through. Okay. I don't know how likely this is, but the fact that it's like perfectly horizontal makes me think it wants us to like Oh, okay. That's weird that we did it. Shoot. I can't believe I forgot about that thing so quickly. Yeah, it's funny that we did it backwards then. I hate that we took so much damage, but I mean, I guess just the name of the game. I don't see how it hit us twice also. I don't feel like it did that before. Okay, we're starting to get a little, I won't say we're getting low on health potions, but we were kind of keeping an even rhythm of gaining and using. We were kind of in sync with our inflow and outflow of health potions. Yeah. I just kind of took a chance. I didn't even like really look to see where I was at. Okay, well, at least I feel good about. Maybe we were supposed to do this one early on. Maybe the other, quests were a little bit more advanced for us. But I don't know. This one seems a lot more straightforward than the other ones we've done. Like, I don't know. I haven't had to stop to look up anything. I guess we could have just say that's up to the fact that we haven't had a confusing puzzle. And I think this is the way we want to go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's get an influx going so we don't have to worry about running out. I don't know if we're actually in danger of running out. Like I said, I don't know if we should expect boss at the end. I mean, we did at the whatchamacallit, the Golden Ruins, but I don't know if we did. I don't think we can really say that we did at the catacombs. Okay. So let's save. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't seem like we were supposed to, how to describe it. If we were supposed to do anything from here, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, I think that door was up here, right? Oh, that's actually super convenient. I have to say, this is a well-designed dungeon. So kudos to whoever designed this one. Either I'm just getting super lucky and finding it in the certain flow they were supposed to be hitting, or actually let us do what they intended. And I saw a glimpse of a mushroom, so Okay, good. I was like, hopefully they're not expecting us to blindly jump and land on them. Let's save one more time, and then we could probably explore around for a bit. It does seem like this is a big, just a little bit bigger of an area. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna reload. You think I would learn my lesson eventually and actually pay attention? Little thing sticking out of the ground. But granted, it can be kind of hard to see sometimes. But I'm guessing you can argue that's the point too, right? Yep. See it right there. Almost looks like person holding it up. Oh, that's supposed to be significant. Torch. Whoa, what the heck is that thing? Okay. We cool? Is it dead? I, I'm confused. I don't know. Do we kill it or is it like turn back to stone or? I don't know. But I have a feeling that's the thing that was holding up the lantern, right? And I was like, oh, it looks like something holding it up. That's exactly what it looked like. Oh no, what is this? Uh-oh, is there supposed to be like another part where I blow something else up? Okay. Well, before taking a leap of faith, it's always good to save right beforehand. Oh. Okay. What the heck? Look. Okay, well, it's back to life. I don't know what changed. Okay, well, at least I don't feel like we're supposed to blow something else up. Oh my god. I don't think this is like a good spot for us to be, but weren't dead. Don't know if it's possible for us to like jump on that mushroom to the left, because it seems like there's a ledge that we might be able to grab hold of. Oh god. Okay. Did that not seem like we should have been able to grab hold of that? I mean, that's just how I'm feeling. Maybe it didn't seem that way to the outside observer, but I don't know. I think there was a point where we were like slipping down the rock face, and I don't know. Like we should have been able to grab hold of something. Okay, Cyrus. I think we were literally scraping our face along the rock wall. What the crap? Is that not what we're supposed to do? I mean, I don't think there's ever been an indication that that's not what we shouldn't do. There we go. Okay. Okay, we were, I was kind of like, oh yeah, they did good on the parkour. What am I doing? Before we take another single step, we need to save immediately. Here I was like, yeah, this parkour hasn't been so bad. There's nothing been crazy. I don't know. I feel like you have very little control over once you're jumping on the mushroom. That's it. You're like committed to wherever you're going. I mean, I guess it wasn't terrible. It's not like we did it 100 times. But still, it was just enough for me to be like, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Because this doesn't feel right. Okay. Oh. I mean, I can't even really tell if we killed the last thing. I don't feel like we did since it roared at us right before leaving. Maybe they just kind of like go inanimate for a minute. If I had to guess. Instead of them like, I don't know, fully dying, I guess. Okay, do we want to go down or do we want to go up? That little stumble makes me think we should save. We should definitely save. Let's go up. I think it'd be easier to go back down, right? Because it seems like there's a little lip right there. Yeah, it's just enough for us to climb up. If I had to guess, it might be something where it's like we do something on one side and then turn around and do something on the other side. Where's our torches? Gosh, we have so much stuff now, it's hard to scroll through stuff to find it. Okay, so like, I don't know. Is there anything down here? I don't know if that was like the proper way down, but it definitely was a way down. We're not dead. So there's that. There's a brown shirt gentleman right here, which worries me that he's gonna be a little bit stronger. Okay, is he coming for us? Okay, that guy's definitely coming for us. Ooh, can we take advantage of this? Hurry! Okay, is the other guy frozen now? Okay, yeah, it seemed like he was kind of frozen in place while we were fighting the other guy, which is nice. It's nice that he took his turn. What's not nice is that we're dead. What's not nice is that we died. Okay, can we come down here? Stupid mushrooms. Okay, it did seem like when we were jumping around on the mushrooms, I could tell that there was like a door over here. So it is nice to know that I wasn't going crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh, is that gonna shut the door? Like, cause like a backlog? At least these seem to be pretty... Shoot. Those things hit for way too much damage. Okay, I don't know if I want to save just yet. Because I'm still kind of like, I don't know what we're doing down here. Okay. It's a body.
Key made from the bone of some large beast.
Gross, but okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, was that worth it? I guess so, right? Because we probably definitely need that key. And we can probably be a little bit better as to not get hurt so easily. And surprisingly, those don't do... Ah, shoot. I was so worried about running from this guy that I was like... just casually strolling out. But yeah, we definitely want to come get this key from this guy. We know we definitely want that.
A key made from the bone of some large beast.
We know that we probably don't want to jump down again. It seems not that big of a logical leap to assume that you don't want to jump down into the poison pit of doom. Oh, sweet. Okay, we have a little bit more time. Maybe we can, uh-oh. Uh-oh. So maybe we can press forward, see where we need to go. Is that the only way back up? It seems like it. Because I'm worried, do we, like, need to go do the one side first? Well, then, I don't know. Because then I don't know how we'd cross the river of poison, right? Is there something weird where we can, like, walk up it backwards? No. Shoot, I hate taking damage like that. Is there a point where it's just shallow enough to let us climb up? I think so. Like I said, I definitely don't think that there's like, well, Cyrus was super eager to do that, so don't blame me. How about we try the other side again? We now know what to expect from the left side, so let's go back up to the right side. Or I guess looking at it this direction, this is the left side instead of the right side. I'm kind of backed in the corner where I can hardly see or move. Okay. Wow, that was pretty easy.
A health potion.
I can kind of see through that wall down there. It looks like that I don't know what you call it, the boom arm that was holding up the little prison cell that we could teleport into. Yeah, and these were like prison cells, right?
It's locked.
I mean, I'm guessing at this rate, right? Like, we know that it's going to be the bone key. Or at least has a strong potential to be the bone key. Just so confused because it's like, oh my god, I saw it flash before my eyes that Cyrus was going to walk into the pit of doom. Yeah, I'm so confused. I mean, unless I'm just like straight up missing something, which is wholly a possibility. I'm not putting that out of the realm of possibilities at all. I don't have anything to like an explosion. Unless it's like knock that down and scurry over. Yeah, I feel like we have to close the thing first. I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I feel like we have to go the left-right side first before the right-left. Probably just missing something. It's probably something super obvious. Because I'm not taking the time to kill enemies, I'm just like rushing in and out. I'm probably missing something vital. Jump down. Shoo! That was a lot closer than I feel like it needed to be. Okay. Well, I mean, surely they wouldn't, like, make this impossible, right?
A key made from the bone of some large beast.
Like, let's just say you're playing the game. You do this side first, and then you save, and it's like, oh shoot, there's no way, you're stuck. I don't think that's how the game is designed. On the other hand, I don't know what else to do, so there is that argument. You have like the bouncy mushrooms over here, but do they do anything? Is turning on walking the change anything? No. Okay. So I do feel like it's just straight up, you can't go up there. So, I mean, the only other thing I could think about is that potentially we need to turn the wheel again. And I mean, I feel like that probably just opens the door once more. Fills it up. Shoot. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try this real quick. We're almost out of time. In fact, this probably would be a good stopping point, but oh man, I feel like I'm so close to figuring out something. Oh, I think I just saw it. I think you can kind of jump across the door panels. If I can do it in the next... We gotta run, man. Yeah, consider ourselves lucky that those things have, like, the worst aim. But yeah, it definitely seems like we need to close the doors, come get the key, then open the doors, and maybe jump across the two halves of the doors. Definitely seemed like that was a possibility.
A key made from the bone of some large beast.
And if that key doesn't work in the door above, then I don't know what to do. Hopefully it's... I mean, hopefully that makes sense, right? Like, get the key in the river of poison, and then use it. Hopefully it's not used, like, way, way later. I'm pretty confident. At least I'm confident that we need to do this first, so I don't think it's a big deal to save. Because like I said, it would be kind of terrible if you could, like, soft lock your way to do anything just because you saved after a certain point. Oh man, we were so lucky. I don't know why that didn't grab us, but hey, I'm happy that it didn't. Okay. So hopefully we can kind of skirt around this guy. Yeah, see how I noticed that, like, little thing sticking out, and I was like, I bet that's how we do it. Okay, I don't know why he, like, casually jumped backwards. Okay, Cyrus, don't let me down. Yes. No problem. No problem at all. Okay. So we'll see. Actually, you know what? Let's save it real quick. I'm gonna see if I can get through to the door real quick, and then I'll probably call it quits. You know what? It's a little cheap, right? Like we just pop into existence from a save, and little mushroom spits at us. Yeah. Okay. We'll take that one. We'll consider that a loss. Nice. Okay. Well, that's a very ominous looking thing, but hey, that's our future. That's exactly where we're headed to. Yeah, I feel really good about this episode. After last episode, this episode seems to be, keeping on track of progressing through this game. So I'm very happy with what we've done here today in the Goblin Cave. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully we can see what awaits us at the end, which I'm guessing is going to be the Archmage's Ring. So we'll have hopefully soon another quest done. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.